Guys, these are your cards for President's Day or Family Day, or depending where you're celebrating around the world. We have a long weekend this weekend for February 17th, 2020. I apologize to anyone that that was not able to come on for the live YouTube free card readings. I'm still fighting off this new bug that we contracted, and then I got asked to work out of the blue. So I apologize. I'm usually on for 5 hours. People that know me when I read cards, but today I was asked to help out for 6 hours, so I did. So we have the Eight of Boons. Kind of looks like she's making sage. Here, she's weaving. Kind of reminds me of Rapunzel, where they weave her hair into like gold strands. So Eight of Boons. Kind of making, something out of nothing. So we have the Keeper of Challenges as our next card. And Four of Spells. Oh, this is such a beautiful card. Kind of reminds me of finding like the magic in life and a reason for celebrating. Celebrate all that's around you. Last card we have is the Child of Vision. Very much not seeing that, the spider webs around her or the raindrops, or I'm not sure if this is exactly when the child is lost in the forest, but it's basically giving into that childlike energy and not worried about what's around us, happening around in the world. Just concentrating on what's in front of us. I love our first card here is the Eight of Boons. Like I said, kind of weaving, using her hands. I said that some of us have the power in our hands to heal. Very much where she's making spindles of thread, but it's magical spindles because we can see the gold lighting up here. So she is basically confident that she's already done, looks like 5 on the ground there. And it's basically for those healers out there, or for any of you that are getting that urge to learn, they're basically talking about this believing in your skills. The more you, like I said, it's very much a muscle. The more you hone in on your skills, the more you practice, the more you learn, the more you'll feel more confident in your skills. In time, she could see the progress of her skills. A snarled and fuzzy spindle will where a gleam of gold was faintly seen. She is intent upon her task, and as her confidence grows with each filled spindle, it takes time to become and adapt a magical skill, and not easy to master the mullness ones. And it's not. A lot of people think, oh, you just get a tarot deck card and you shuffle and you read the book and you know something. No, it's not, very much not that. All this week, while I've been sick, I've been getting so many channel messages. It's been, kind of crazy. But it's like, you got to listen to your abilities. You got to honor spirit and listen to what they're sending to you. Practice leads to improvement. More dedication leads to excellence. Whatever your work is in the world, do it with the very best of your abilities. Then some. Push past your comfort zone, and don't lose sight of the moment of striving toward an outcome. The learning process itself brings its own delights. It does. Me, I've been always pulled towards the planets. So when Deborah Silverman offered some classes, some insight into the planets, I was right there. So it's mastering a craft, meticulous work, increasing excellence, passionate pursuit of their own is their own reward. Very much so. There is reward in this, but it's like to me, it's a priceless gift, because I'm able to see how much the person has changed once we are concluded our reading. I could see that what it brought to their life at that time. So, when you get into into being a professional reader, if you want to call it that, it's like, honestly, the fulfillment you get, when people come to you, days later, weeks later, and they're still, asking about certain things, and you talk it with them, and it's just, you can see how much they've changed and what you brought into their life. It's just amazing. It's a priceless gift, truly it is, to get those confirmations in. They'll start talking to family and getting those details, those intimate details they didn't know about. So the next card we have is the Keeper of Challenges. He's not a good man, he's not a bad man, he's just a wise man. So you seek him when you want that push forward to the next step in your journey. I very much should not. So if you don't want to seek the truth, if you don't want to, honestly, if you're not ready for the push, I would not seek him. This wizard is Kali Nature. When he gives you a challenge, he wants you to use your intelligence and figure it out. Keep your wits about you. The biggest challenge you may be is to face him, to approach him, to ask for help and guidance. If you're going to argue with him, have your facts in order. He is a cold nature in general. Even when he is being fair, he won't cut you any slack. If this doesn't represent a particular person, it could mean the need for cool and detached strategizing in challenging times. If you must do battle for a cause, assemble your allies and calmly determine how to proceed. Use your wits before you take action. Shrewd, persevere, commanding, stern, discerning. Holds high standards, expects excellence. So this might be a father figure, I'm feeling, or an uncle or a brother, maybe, depending how your family dynamic is. Maybe you're just kind of like, life is not where you want it to be, and you want someone to give you that kind of nudge forward, or basically to get that confirmation that you are on the right path, but he may tell you things you might not want to hear. Forest spells, we just watched Frozen this weekend with the family. So it kind of reminds me of when they go into the forest, when they meet Kristoff's family. A party of flowers springs makes it away on the top of the fairy mount at twilight to join these already gathered there. Is there an annual reunion? When each woodland flower clan is represented and honored. Some of their forest beings, namely the trolls, scorn such festivals, which is their eyes serve no practical purpose, but the ritual is important. It is a reminder to reconnect with what is most precious, gathering what friends and family, setting aside any quarrels or strife, benefits everyone. Very much so. So they're calling this love in the mist. They're saying love in the mist, and they can resume their arguments tomorrow. Tonight is just for dancing. This card is saying it's time to party. Very much what this weekend it is in Canada is we call it the family weekend, and that's what it's about, being with family. Whether it's recognizing a milestone such as a birthday or other rite of passage, an achievement that desires to be honored, or just having made it through some hard times. Create a celebration that expresses the delight you have in living. Getting some structure to your merriment makes it more meaningful and more memorable. Dressing as your favorite flower, for example. Ooh, I like this. It kind of gives me an idea to do for Shane's anniversary coming up. It's like we were changing into there being sorrowful days, changing into celebration days, but it's like very much like the celebration of life, celebrating how far we've come in 3 years. A time of celebration, ritual, a rite of passage, a recognition of family and community, a reunion. I love that card. Very, very much so. So our last card is the Child of Vision. Like I said, giving it to that childlike energy and not being. I think This is kind of like the forest card, not, worrying, if she lost in the forest, or this being scared of the spiders around her. The child of vision has been abandoned in the forest, so they left her. The woods look scary and foreboding to us, but not to her. Everything she sees is viewed through a rosy filtered delight. Who knows? Maybe where she wasn't, the best of situations, and now she's free, celebrating that freedom. What possibilities lie ahead? Everything she sees and viewed through a rosy filtered delight. Her world holds only beauty and goodness, no matter the situation. Her trusting nature expects everyone to be a friend, and every story to happily ever after. Her emotions are near the surface, and when her tears do fall, they pass as quickly as the summer storm. Oh, look how the raindrops sparkle like diamonds on the spider's web. If this card does not represent a particular person, it can mean a time of increased harmony, a gift of beauty, or a quarrel forgiven. So the general traits of the card is gentle, emotional sensitivity, appreciation for beauty, wonder, innocence, Peliana optimism. So it sounds like every card is embracing your gifts if you have the gift of healing in your hands, embrace those gifts. Keeper of challenges. If there's a gentleman in your life that will call you out on your bullshit and you're kind of feeling stuck in life, maybe it's time to go seek him. But just remember, he's not going to sit there and hold your hand and stroke your hair. He's going to basically tell you to get your life straight, get off your ass, is what I'm hearing. 4 spells, not to sit there and worry about the quarrels or whatever is going on in life. They're saying this one day, let's get together and have a celebration of life, which I think is absolutely beautiful, and make a day of it. Child of Vision is very much given it to the 4 spells. Just giving it to that childlike energy. Making the most of this moment, the most of this day. So I'm pulling from the Witch's Wisdom. Intention. So what is your intention? Remember, the cards, the Enchanted Forest deck has been warning us. Make sure, and who was the other card that we pulled from? There was another deck also warning us to do everything with a pure heart. Because when I did the Mercury retrograde, they're talking about this karmic connections. Making sure you're doing everything with a pure heart. Because there's going to be some karmic connection this from the 16th to the 4th. So Hearth, homecoming. They keep talking about someone coming back home. That, like a reunion of some sort. These cards are new. I'm just making sure that I pull them out properly. There's some sort of reunion here. If it's a welcome one, I'm not sure. Well, they're saying welcoming. I just hope it's not who I think it is. Confusion. Kind of left out on the cold, but it's like the air is like embracing you though at the same time. So maybe you're feeling alone and this is spirit surrounding you with their magic and love, saying you're not alone. Even when you feel like you're alone, know that you're not. That's when you should especially call on spirit. Spirit, I need a hug today. And partiality. Kind of like the Libra sign, with the paint cans, she's not leaning to the left or the right, it's just being balanced. Setting an example, I feel. So these are your cards for Monday, February 17th, 2020. I hope you have a beautiful long weekend, guys. It's the last day of our long weekend. It's President's Day and it's Family Day in Canada. I hope you get to enjoy these celebrations. And we'll see you for the next Daily Tarot card. And the winner will be announced shortly for the Valentine's giveaway.